Alright, this is for my friend Lambdog. I watched your video a couple times and I'm not sure, because I wasn't sure I understood it correctly, and I think that I've watched it enough times to realize that somebody has kidnapped Lambdog and taken him away. So this is about the UN gun control program video that he put up. So I wrote some notes down or whatever, so I'll talk about it as it goes. And that sound is my fan, so it's hot in here, so I don't really care. Alright. So the first thing I want to say is I'm just going to cover point by point as I took down the notes, what he's talking about here. Now, first of all, he was saying, you know, that the purpose of what they're doing is they're trying to disarm entities within these states, these sovereign states overseas that are perpetrating these horrific acts, which I understand that that's what it's for. I mean, that's part of what it's for, I believe, but it's not, well, I'll get into that later. So that's what he's saying, but I don't understand, when did it become our responsibility or our prerogative to disarm another sovereign state, or anyone, any group that's not threatening our national security? Because I don't remember authorizing that. I don't remember saying that was okay, or that was enumerated somewhere. Frickin' mosquito hawk or something in here. Next point is, he was talking about crates of AK-47 showing up in these places, perpetuating violence. Okay, an inanimate object doesn't perpetuate violence. The actions of a man or a woman perpetuate violence, not an inanimate object. You are using the exact same argument that liberals use in our own country in gun control people. You're using that exact same argument. I think that if we really wanted to help these people, we would ship crates of AK-47s to them, to the people being oppressed. That would make a difference, wouldn't it? I mean, you're a gun supporter, obviously, Lambdog, so I don't understand why you're using arguments that are used right here in America against us, that are not true, and have been proven so time and time again. He then goes on to say that it affects their economy and all that, and they're on civil wars and all that stuff. Again, when did it become our prerogative, or when did we get the authority to regulate other people's business in their sovereign states? You know, obviously there's a lot of bad crap going down in Africa and places like that, but that's none of my business. I didn't sign up to police the world. I signed up to police here in my country, police my government, and keep them from overextending their control on me and other people in other countries, which they have no business controlling. You know, if you want to support these countries over there, you should get involved with groups like Heifer International or something. So then he says, you know, the guys that are saying, you know, from a cold dead hands or whatever, you can take the rifle, and that they're overzealous. Really? Because there's not a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of folks out there that are saying, you know, oh, I'm willing to die for my country, I'm willing to die for my country. I think there's a lot more people out there. There's not as many in that group overall, but there's a lot more people out there that are on here that are not just willing to die, they're willing to kill for their country. And that's what I am. I'm willing to kill for it. Not for our country, not for our government, for our country. And to further on that point, or the point that you were making there, When has the UN ever done anything for anyone efficiently or well? In any case, it hasn't done it well or efficiently. It's even helped the proliferation of nuclear arms. I think you should watch the documentary You in Me. That's you in and the word me. And then you say, let's see, the UN is trying to create new regulation that takes over the old regulation. It makes the old one obsolete, and so because it wasn't working. Obviously it wasn't working because they weren't enforcing it. They can't enforce it because they don't have the teeth to enforce it. They never will. They never will unless the state itself imposes those rules, in which case a place like Africa, where these genocides are happening, the state will never do that. They never have and they never will. The only people that will are Western states like the US and France and places like that, where they'll be perfectly happy to take away our gun rights, like they've been trying to do for years. And then you tell us to contact our UN representatives, and I'm going to have to go with Corey C. on this one. Our UN representatives don't give a rat's ass about a citizen from the country calling them. At all. Period. None. At least a senator is going to care if he gets 1 million phone calls from his district. I don't know who the Lambdog is that I saw in that video, but it's not the Lambdog that I know. That's the Lambdog that loves liberty. So anyway, I anxiously await your response, brother, and to all those people who have been on there talking all kinds of major shit to Lambdog, you guys need to chill out, alright? We're having a civil discussion, unlike where some people can't have that kind of crap. Alright, bye.